Hey, how's it going? This is Melinda and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about a stereo equipment upgrade I recently made. A couple of months ago I made a very important decision to upgrade my speakers and my phono preamplifier. They were complete game changers for me. I noticed immediate improvements and have been enjoying the sound quality. Took a little break from doing any more upgrades because, as you know, financially making these upgrades is very expensive. And I also wanted to make sure that I truly needed any other upgrades. So I enjoyed the speakers and the photo preamplifier for a while, but I did come to the decision that yes, I needed to replace my subwoofer. I had an Infinity PS12 subwoofer. It was something that was in an old theater room at our previous home we lived in. It was just something we had laying around the house. It served its purpose, but it wasn't serving it as well as it should. So we decided to upgrade the subwoofer. And we didn't go with just one subwoofer, we bought two. And we went ahead and went with the REL S510 subwoofer. Two of them. You're probably wondering, why in the world do we need two subwoofers? Well, where I listen to music and where my stereo equipment is in a large open concept room. It is a 30 by 40 foot room. So yes, there was a need for two subwoofers. We need bass to fill in the volume of the room. We were also looking to build a bigger, larger sweet spot so that when we sit down and listen to music, we were in that optimum spot where we hear the best sound quality. We were looking for fuller, deeper, fast, and accurate bass. So we went with two REL S510s. Just as a side note, not that this went into the consideration of why we bought two, but I like the looks, the symmetry of having two. I have two speakers, two subwoofers. It looks really good. Again, I did not make a decision based on the aesthetics, but it's just an added bonus. So before I get started with anything else, I want to update you and just talk to you, give you a little rundown on the equipment that I have. So if you're a new person watching this video, you'll know my complete setup. Maybe if someone who watches my channel you forgot, let me just go over my equipment. I have a Riga Planner 8 turntable with an Effeta 3 cartridge, a Riga Aria MK3 phono preamplifier, an Emotiva Bass X PT1 preamplifier, an Emotiva Bass X A300 amplifier, MoFi Source Point 10 speakers, and now two REL S510 subs. And the subs connect to the high-level outputs, which are the same exact outputs that connect to the speakers. The subs are connected in true stereo mode. What is sent to the left speaker is sent to the left subwoofer. What is sent to the right speaker is sent to the right subwoofer. So I also want to talk to you a little bit about why we chose the REL S510s. So I want to talk about that because we did some research, we watched some videos. It's always fun looking into new stereo equipment. And we also took the advice of some people that we knew very well who know a lot about stereo equipment. And the REL subwoofers are known for fast and accurate bass. They're known for high-level input connections. They're also known for a low frequency response. For the size of the subwoofer, they can go down as low as 20 hertz. And also, the high quality build. They're beautiful, they're high quality, and they just look amazing. And we had a couple of guests over to our house the other night, and they were complimenting the speakers, and they complimented how beautiful the subwoofers look. Again, my setup is in the hub of the house where everybody comes and visits. So I do want them to look as beautiful as possible. It isn't the most important thing, but it does help. So I really feel like we made a great decision when it comes to going with 2 subwoofers and the REL S510s. I feel like the RELs have provided us with more flexibility in crossover and volume and filling in those low frequency gaps, those low end gaps. So I really do feel like they have been very, very good. And I want to talk a little bit about the setup because, you know, when you spend that kind of money on subwoofers, you really think at first, I need to crank them up. But that is not right. The magic in these subwoofers is in subtlety. You want them to work with your stereo equipment. You don't want them to overpower. So that is the key. Having subtle, smooth subwoofers. And the crossover to the RELs is set at 60 to 65 hertz. So again, they work and integrate beautifully with the MoFi SourcePoint 10s. I do want to address, because I'm probably going to be showing some footage here and there of the stereo equipment. Yes, right in the middle of my speakers and my subwoofer is my Christmas tree. 1 month out of the year, I put it here. Yes, it probably does affect the sound quality of my stereo equipment, but this is the place in the house where I get to enjoy my Christmas tree most. So 1 month out of the year, I'm trading a little bit of sound quality for the pure enjoyment of having my Christmas tree. Most of the time, there is nothing in between my speakers and subwoofers. Maybe a plant, but other than that, nothing. So I just wanted to address that because I figured a lot of you would probably be wondering about that. So I also want to talk to you about a little more detail of what the subwoofers have brought to us. You know, we've enjoyed the speakers, the phono preamplifier. We felt like with those, we experienced amazing, a bigger sound stage, a 3-dimensional sound, also amazing imaging. And I feel like these subwoofers really brought more to that. So let's talk first about this record. This is one that when a lot of people get new stereo equipment or a store has stereo equipment they're testing out, they use this record. So I use this, of course. Donald Fagen's The Nightfly. This is the QX2 promo copy, probably one that if you went to a store back in the day and they wanted to test out stereo equipment, they would have had this one. And it's such a beautiful record. There's a lot of amazing sound that comes out of this record with those beautiful synthesizers. They just have this amazing dimensions, huge sound stage. There's a little bit of a guitar kind of on the lower end that I felt like sounded a lot more natural now that I have these subwoofers. And I also feel like Donald Fagen's voice sounds absolutely incredible. So I have been extremely pleased. You all know, no matter what your stereo equipment you own, this record sounds fantastic. But with these subwoofers, in conjunction with my speakers and all of the wonderful upgrades I've made, wow, the soundstage is huge, the imaging is incredible, the synthesizers really just come to life and breathe in the air, and also that low bottom end sounds absolutely incredible. Here's another terrific record that I highly recommend you own for the sound quality and for the music itself. It is Time Out by the Dave Brubeck Quartet, and I have the 45 RPM analog production version. Great music again. It sounds so amazing. There's a huge sound stage. With these subwoofers, I'm experiencing a lot more of the bass. The drums are more, you can hear them more and hear the details. It's just incredible how that bass feels in the room. So, so amazing. This is not an audiophile record, but it was a record that sounds absolutely perfect to me, and it's my favorite album of all time. The Zombies, Odyssey and Oracle. And you know, I know this album very, very well. And anytime you get new stereo equipment, it's always smart to put on a record that you know by heart and just see, do I hear anything new? And with this, I did. I heard more details of the mellotron. And of course, when I was listening to it, it sounded a lot like some orchestral flourishes, orchestral sounds coming out, but they were on a really tight budget. So what I'm hearing is actually from a mellotron, and it's actually a mellotron left over from the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper sessions. The Zombies were the next ones that came in after the Beatles had recorded Sgt. Pepper. The mellotron was still there, and they took advantage of it, and it just absolutely fills the room with the beautiful sounds of the mellotron, the harmonies. Colin Blumstone's voice never sounded better. I really am blown away. And yes, this is just an original copy of this record. It fills the room. That having that amazing filling in of the lower bottom end is spectacular. And I'm so glad that I got my subwoofers. They really make a difference. The speakers and the photo preamplifier had already enlarged the soundstage. But wow, these subwoofers also bring more soundstage, more imaging, and this next record I'm going to show is an absolute beast, and I really love it. Now, if you have the original copy, you're probably already know how great this record sounds, but I have the one step of the Blood, Sweat, and Tears album. Oh my goodness, this is such a great record. Early 70s sound. I really love it. There's a lot of trumpet. There's some flute. I love how beautiful his vocals sound. And I think even with these subwoofers, his vocals sound even better. There is this part in You Make Me So Very Happy that's absolutely incredible. It's like an interlude or a bridge, and that bass really shines in that, and it's so incredible. This is such a fantastic record. Spinning Wheel is a classic. Every single song on here, it was recorded great in the very beginning. This one step takes it up another notch, and it's just an absolutely mind-blowing sound. So I am so happy with my stereo equipment upgrade of the REL S510 subwoofers. I absolutely love them. I have been able to enjoy the sound quality of music in a way I've never experienced before. But I do want to say this, you know, there's a lot of people who have a lot more expensive stereo equipment, and they're probably experiencing more than I have. And I just want to say I've appreciated every step, you know, from the very modest early days of my vinyl collecting, my modest stereo equipment. I still loved the sound of the music, and I still do today. I've appreciated every step I've taken, and you know, no matter what phase you're in, whether it's the early stages of building stereo equipment or where you are that you want to stay in, it's all about the music. It's all about enjoying what you have. And I'm in a phase right now where I'm just loving the sound of the music. And isn't that why we're all into vinyl records? The sound quality, the nostalgia, and the memories. So I'm really grateful for my stereo equipment upgrade. Let me know what parts of your stereo equipment you treasure the most. What subwoofers do you own? If you enjoyed this video, please like, please subscribe, and leave your comments below. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.